All right. Let's see. Let's get this fixed here. We are 0-0. So we just played Pioneer Burn with Curse of Shaken Faith in the side, and now we're going to play Modern Burn with Curse of Shaken Faith in the side. I was reading this guy. His name's Jacob Kaminsky, I think is how you say his last name. He's on Twitch if you want to check him out as Jacob Kaminsky, like MGG, I think. He's a big Blue Moon player. But he played Burn to a 5-0 in Modern, and his sideboard was different than mine. I will say that, but he said that he was cutting deflecting palms because no, and this is what he said: there isn't a blue-red Murktide player dumb enough in the world to walk into it anymore. That wasn't really what I had Deflecting Palm for. I've always played Deflecting Palm for the Hammer Time matchup, so I'm kind of interested to hear his thoughts on that. But what I have done is I have cut a Core Firewalker and I've cut a Deflecting Palm from our usual lists, and we've put into Curse of Shaken Faith to see what happens. So other than that, it's our stock list that we run. Modern League. So like sometimes these like punishing burn cards, like Curse of Shaken Faith, Eidolon, like Pyrostatic Pillar, like cards like that, like Rolling Vortex, like these punishing burn cards that like punish you for trying to. Man, I did not clean my glasses well. For trying to obtain a certain set of things that you're trying to do, like Rolling Vortex punishes you for playing free spells, or like for paying no mana for spells. Eidolon just punishes you for playing basically anything. Curse of Shaken Faith punishes you for playing multiple spells in a turn. So I don't know, like the punishing burn cards can be really good, but they can also bite you in the ass really quickly. All right. I don't think we can keep this hand with 4 lands. For as bad as our 7 was with 4 lands, this hand is equally as bad because like 1 land is fine most of the time, but 1 land and like Sunbait Canyon being our only land is a real problem. Wooded Foothills go. Problem with keeping 4 lands is that the second you draw another land, like your hand is done for. Um, and the problem with keeping 1 land is that if you never draw a second land, you're in pretty tough shape. Okay, so it's Rhinos. Well, that's not great because this allows them to be aware that Fire and Ice, the ice half of Fire and Ice, is going to be insane here. Oh, I mean, maybe they're just going to put 8 power into play. 10 power into play if they play Shardless Agent. They are just going to put 10 power into play. Okay. Yeah, so land there allowed us to be able to kill them exactly before they could kill us, but now we don't. Look, we had to hit a land there. So we want Curse and Vortex against this deck. I think we can cut our Searing Blazes here. Yeah, I don't think we want Searing Blaze. I don't really play anything before that we want to kill, so... And, I mean, I don't think they gain life, but Skullcrack might be able to randomly, like, I don't know, do something. You never know when you might need a Skullcrack. I mean, we have no way to beat the turn 3, like, Rhinos, but this hand is really good. Alright, my glasses are driving me crazy. I mean, drawing Goblin Guide, like, don't get me wrong, like, it's not great, but... Sulphur Falls. I didn't realize they were playing Sulphur Falls in their deck. Feels pretty weird. We just straight up love to draw a land here and just turn 3 our opponent. Okay, they play Sulphur Falls. What are they going to discard here? Oh, they discard a land. Okay. Alright. I mean... They can't put Rhinos into play here, so... Yeah, I was like, even if you have a Stomp to kill the Bone Crusher Giant, like, it just doesn't matter here. Well, that was good enough on the play. The question is I think we have to have Vortex or Curse or Eidolon on the draw. Like, I just straight up think that's where we have to be. Man, well, I guess when I said that, there should have been a qualifier there that we need to have a 1-drop, but it's not normally something I have to clarify when I'm playing Burn, but we are going to keep this because I'm curious to see if this hand is going to be good enough. There's a, like, moderately decent chance that we draw a 1-drop there. Like, even if we draw, like, a Skewer there, that's better than nothing, because having the... Like, drawing another Boros Charm is just really awkward, because it means it's turn 4 before we ever actually get to do anything. Fetching now. Wonder why. Is he going to suspend to Footfalls? Alright. Get a Sacred Foundry tapped. Go to our turn. We'll slam the Eidolon. Eidolon's better than Curse, and Curse can be forced here, so that's my rationale. See what our opponent does here. Like, if they have Violent Outburst here, like, this will be a... Like, if their plan is to play Violent Outburst, they got to play it now. Alright, so obviously their play is not Violent Outburst, or if it is, they're just okay with taking 6 here to do it. Can we have double Boros Charm next turn? Doesn't want Shardless Agent. Yeah, man, put them all in the stack. You go to 15, you go to 13, you make 2 4/4s, you go to 11. Is our draw still not going to be good enough to beat the Rhinos deck? It's very possible that like even with all of our hate cards, it's just not good enough here. Because yeah, we put him to 7, we put him to 3. So literally not having a lightning bolt to play on turn 1 cost us the game here. I mean, I guess granted they don't know that we don't have a deflecting palm here. Yep. I mean, so not having lightning bolt on turn 1 there cost us the game. Like not having a goblin guide or a lightning bolt or something to do on turn 1 cost us that game. So next time we play the Rhinos deck and we have Eidolon and Curse of Shaken Faith, we know it's not good enough. So Curse of Shaken Faith in that matchup was shock. Like that card was 2 mana shock. I mean, I don't particularly know if that's worth playing. Hmm. All right. See if we can turn this around a little bit. All right, this hand is insanely good. Polluted Delta. Okay. Flusterstorm. Okay, so we know they're playing Flusterstorm, so we know that the enchantment's going to be good enough because it's a shock for each copy. So, and they're deciding that they want Flusterstorm. Okay. I mean, it's fair. Flusterstorm's a really good card against us, so. Question is, what are they playing? Polluted Delta Island and Flusterstorm on top. Oh, is this Esper Control? Or is it just blue-white control, maybe? All right. The Flusterstorm's just Spell Pierce here. We're just going to say no. Now, suspending Riftbolt is a little dicey here because if they have Teferi, we're just kind of in a tough spot because we lose a burn spell to Flusterstorm and then we lose a burn spell to Teferi, basically for free. So it's pretty backbreaking if they have it. So it is Esper Control. Damn. That sucks. Alright, put our opponent to 6. And we do have Rift Bolt in our hand, so I mean, Rift Bolt is still 3 points. We just can't suspend it for 1, so. Maybe he bounces our Goblin guy to try and draw a card. So he's Colonnade to Fairy and 4 unknown cards in hand. I mean, I'm just trying to see what he's going to do here. I don't care about Teferi at this point. We are going to attack him, though. Okay. So we're going to get a basic and get our Luris here. We probably could have fetched Shock there just to save and help with Path. Our opponent's at 5, so we don't have that much more ground to cover. We just kind of have to get there at this point. Just a matter of crossing the finish line. Because we know 3 of the 7 cards in their hand. They keep playing cards we, like... I mean, if they're going to Field of Ruin my Sunbait Canyon here, then kind of makes sense. Sacred Foundry. What? Why not hit my Sunbait Canyon? I can draw a card with that one, bro. So if this resolves, I mean, we are just going to play our Skewer here. Just Archmage's Charm. Oh, it's just Counterspell. Okay. We are slowly running them out of Counterspells, so I mean... Okay, so he finally plays the island we know about. So we know about Colonnade, Teferi, and he has 3 unknown cards in hand. Truly have no idea what our opponent's about to do. They go to 6. We slam Eidolon. They're forced to use their Teferi on it at least. Alright. Teferi, 3 unknown cards in hand. Okay. Drawing like a Lava Spike or a Lightning Bolt is probably like our best draws here. Doesn't attack. Okay. Placed a fairy number 2. And pluses. Okay. Kind of wondering what my opponent's like rationale was for that. Is this Kaya's Guile again? So it's not Kaya's Guile, it's Counterspell. Okay. Keep forcing him to use his Teferi at least. We chose earlier in the game to try and not pick the Teferi fight because we felt like I personally felt like it wasn't worth it. Like just straight up. There's no way fans or buts about it. I just felt like it wasn't a good choice to pick that fight in that spot. So oh, Lord. EE on 2. Playing main deck engineered explosives. Interesting. They have 3 cards in hand, so I mean, willing to go to 3 there, okay? I mean, maybe they have Kaya's Guile and they just know that they can do it in response to no matter what happens. Alright. Alright. That's pretty good. Puts us even further away from playing our Luris. Kind of like to see a land here, honestly. Getting busy with the Colonnade? I mean, you gotta end the game at some point, so I respect it. I don't know what's in your hand, but I don't think attacking with both is correct there. I mean, they could have like a path or, I don't know, a push here. Oh, I definitely need to play the Searing Blaze first. That was wrong. Okay. I mean, we're grinding them out the best way we know how here. Lord. This is still game one, so I mean, winning this game would be a huge tempo swing. Like winning a really long game one would be really good for us. Like if he fires up Colonnade, we take 5, go to 3. And then... Okay. I mean, we're just going to go for it here. Are they cycling? Like, I don't understand what's happening. Ah, they used all their colors so that now they can play their counterspell. Or are they going to play their Kaya's Guile now? Drown in the lock. It no longer makes a land lethal, but like, maybe I should have held it there because they can only put us to 1. I don't know, doing that way also makes... I don't know. I don't know if that was correct. Maybe it was correct to hold it there in case we, like, finally peel a land. Because we are 19 cards in and we've only seen 5 lands. So, it's one of those we fetched for. An interesting play our opponent could make here is to minus Teferi, draw a card off the Spreading Seas, use Plains Island to play Spreading Seas on the Sunbait Canyon, and so that way he ends up drawing 2 extra cards this turn. Draw the Lock's such a good Magic card. I hate that he does minus the Spreading Seas, so yeah, okay, so making the play that I called out, which is pretty good. I mean, he's giving himself a chance at a counterspell here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can activate Colonnade and hold up Kaya's Guile and or counterspells here. So the only reason I don't see him activating Celestial Colonnade is if he... Okay. Like the only reason I could see him not doing that is if he drew Cryptic Command, but I don't even know if they play Cryptic Command anymore. Man. That's a crying shame. Alright. Every time I sideboard in this matchup, I feel like I don't really want anything besides Rolling Vortex. I mean, this could be like that weird Chalice burn, or that weird Chalice control deck that people have been playing, but... Yeah, but I think we'll just try it like this, like just run it back. Like, vortexes are good. Well, we have no lands. We'll keep this, put back a Bloodstained Mire. Our opponent goes to 6 as well. Kaya, okay. Kaya is like... Esper Control is like a miserable matchup for Burn, I feel like. I mean, unless they just have to like shock in a bunch of their colors, like this is an absolutely miserable matchup. They have so much life gain. Like they get access to Drown in the Lock, and they get access to Kaya's Guile. Kaya's Guile, it's all like ungodly annoying. So I'm going to bank on the fact that they are not playing... that they are not playing Chalice here. Because, I mean, if they are, we're just kind of screwed. I mean, technically, I sequenced that incorrectly. I should have played the Swift Spear and attacked and see what they did. I could see what we revealed and then suspend the Rift Bolt, but... don't really mind in that moment to let our opponent know what's going on. Doesn't really change anything for me, so... Alright, so this is definitely Counterspell. And if they don't have something to do, this does correlate into turn 3, so... okay. Whew. Okay, so he counterspells our Lava Spike. Exiles target non-land permanent mana value 1 or less. I mean, if he has Force Negation he wants to pitch here, like, that kind of sucks for us, but there's not much we can do about it. Is he gonna kill our Swift Spear? That sucks. It's good to know that we should be playing around that card, though. Our opponent goes to 7. There are so many quote-unquote free cards in Magic today. Prismatic Ending, hold up Counterspell. Okay. I mean, his last card... or he's shocked for a reason. Like, his last card has to be Counterspell here. We're going to see if it is. I mean, we're going to jam it here. It is. He went the distance. Oh. Okay. Gain 2 life? Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Faithful Mending in your control deck. It's card disadvantage. All it, like that card is just card selection. So he keeps Teferi and Kaya. All right. Not gonna lie, I probably would have kept the Watery Grave and discarded the Kaya there if that was the case, just because like I don't know, like Sanctifier in Vec. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty good draw because we can't really do anything about it. Put Lyris into our hand. Now it has protection from black and red, so it can block Lyris or Eidolon either way. For what it's worth, Faithful Mending also does keep him exactly where he's at, so. But that's basically his entire turn if that's what he decides to do, so. I think it's also worth noting that it's probably better to bring in a couple Paths here, Path to Exile, and take out the other two Searing Blazes. Yeah, I was like, our opponent can't attack here. They better not go to 7. Okay. I was like, I won't lie. If they go to 7 off of that, like somehow like the game glitched or something, I'll be pretty upset. Maybe it was better to crack the canyon first and see if we draw like a lightning bolt or a lava spike, because if we do, we put our opponent to 2, which idle unlocks them anything. Like, idle unlocks them 3 or less, so. Alright. Feels like our opponent really can't decide what they're doing, so. Alright, let's cycle our canyon. Lava Spike's good. Skullcrack is awesome. Alright. I mean, we should have lethal here, basically no matter what. Alright, so they just conceded. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think Path is the two paths to deal with the two Sanctifier Invex over the two 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 other Searing Blazes is a lot better. Like the Searing Blazes are very questionable anyway, having them in there at all. This hand's very good, especially since our opponent mulligans. I mean, having one land and a lot of gas is really good, but also having Path to Exile as an answer to a card that they may try to just that they may try to ride the back off of and Sanctifier Invec is really solid. So now it is of note, one thing that I've learned over playing Burn over the years is that when you bring in Path in a matchup like this, there are some times when it's just a dead card. Like when you bring in Path and you're just staring at a blank card. Drawing a second land there is phenomenal. See what they reveal. Drowned Catacomb. Goblin Guide's doing his best to help him out here, which I'm not a fan of. But sometimes Goblin Guide's my boy, and sometimes he's not, so it's just how it is. I really like to have a Skullcrack here to finish things off. I feel like that would be really good. That's an annoying card. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they can kill me fast enough. I think they're gonna clock here. I mean, the fact that they hit another land is uberly annoying. We want to keep our Goblin Guide around, so. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're definitely going to try and kill them. We don't want to take the chance that they do end up being able to kill us within 4.5 minutes. Prismatic Ending, play Polluted Delta. Okay. Ugh. The fact that there are chess clocks on Moto is honestly one of my favorite functions of the client, because it basically enables people, it says you should play faster. It tells people that they should play at a faster pace, because this is a really good example. Our opponent has 3.5 minutes left in a 25-minute clock, as to where we have 17 minutes and 50 some seconds left. If we had 12 minutes left, I would be okay with just saying, you know what, our opponent was playing a control deck until they played a little bit slower, and it wasn't really their fault that the clock ran out. But when we have almost an extra 15 more minutes than they do, there's a problem. That's because you play too slow. That is 100% where that generates from. Is counterspell number 2. I was like, if you only have one counterspell option here and you counter this, and then I draw a land, I get to slam Luris and punish you. All right. Let's draw a card here. I mean, there's no Searing Blazes left in the deck, so there's no reason to hold it. Our opponent's down to 1 minute and 54 seconds, so I don't know. If they manage to kill us here, be surprised. I don't know. We'll continue to hold cards here. There's no reason to really do anything yet. Okay, sure. Like, again, you have 1 minute and 25 seconds to kill us. Alright, so they just concede. They realize they're just going to run out of clock there. Alright, well, I don't like getting wins that way. Most of the reason that I don't like getting wins that way is that it wastes a ton of my time. I hate when somebody spends almost there, like when I have to clock somebody out like that. Um, some part of me enjoys it because I enjoy the chess clock feature of Moto, but at the same time, like, it's also miserable because I have to stick it out and play the entire game like that. Huh. Interesting. Alright, cool. Here we go. Match 3. We get to be on the play. That's cool. This hand's good. We're going to keep. Lead on fetch for basic mountain. And then more than likely turn 2 Eidolon. I mean, I don't know what they would do that's going to make me want to. So definitely turn 2 Eidolon. Now, unfortunately, turn 2 Eidolon might be too slow, but okay. Okay. Go to 11, go to 5. I mean, we're doing as much as we can here. They can definitely kill us here, but what the heck? All right, that's an interesting creature. Gonna draw my whole deck and cast Thassa's Oracle. I understand if you don't want to concede, but I'd appreciate it. Normally, so if I show it, will you concede? No. Just show me how this works. Eidolon may be relevant. I do have a very strong distrust for people in the community who it will not. I will draw my whole deck and cast Thassa's Oracle. I'll go to 1. Man, and okay, that's fair. Combo makes sense to me. All right. So, I mean, if you want to play it, I'll concede here. Like, so he gets to draw his entire deck and then play Thassa's Oracle. That's actually, like, pretty cool. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really sick and tired of seeing Thassa's Oracle as, like, the infinite win combo, but, like, it's a pretty cool. It's new to me, so it's pretty cool, but I'm sure I'll grow to hate it. So holding up Lightning Helix here wouldn't have mattered. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate sitting here wasting my time just like like this guy's wasting his time doing this, but at the same time, like, really hope he just plays it when he gets to it. So with double Amulet and Growth Chamber, he can draw his entire deck, okay. I wonder if this deck's playing Titan also. Like, I wonder if it's like this, like, infinite combo with inside of Amulet Titan that they're also playing. Like, it makes sense that they would be playing Titan, just as, like, a way to try and help, like, push the game over top so you're not relying on the combo. Like, playing normal Valakut, like, combo, like, kind of thing with Dryad, but you're also just playing this card as an extra win condition. Because it's just what Amulet Titan needed was more ways to win the game. So the interesting part here is that if we had drawn a Lightning Bolt or like a Lava Spike instead of the Swift Spear, let's see, we lose 2 points, but we gain 1. We would have actually put our opponent to 1, and he couldn't have killed us this turn. So that's interesting. I think he finally drew it, and he's actually. I think he's probably going to actually ask if I will concede. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm a man of my word. I told him I'd show it to him, and I will. So that won't do any good. Vortex probably won't do any good. They don't really play spells without paying mana for them. But we do want Path. We want all of our paths. No harm, no foul. All right. So our opponent's a good sport in understanding that we want to see combos, especially when they're new. Like a lot of times, if a combo's been around for a while, I don't really care to like just concede because I understand how it works, but I've never seen that one. Yeah, I think we just want our paths here, and Searing Blaze seems like probably like the worst card here. Sunbait Canyon really sucks here, but the rest of the hand is good. Yeah, our opponent's a good sport, honestly. Like, a lot of people get kind of frustrated when you like won't concede to them in their infinite combo, especially when you're playing Moto. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, some part of me, like when I'm playing online, kind of enjoys just sitting here being like, you know what, you decided to play that, you can stick it out. So we're gonna lava spike him, and we're gonna skewer this, and then we're gonna attack for 3. It's 3 points either from the skewer or from the Swiss Sphere, so it doesn't matter how we do it. All right, we've played our Chalice. So they played Chalice, which I think this will be the last turn that we really need to tap out here. So we probably should have brought in Smash the Smithereens, honestly. All right, so let's see here. Let's see here. Helix puts you to 4. That puts you to 2. So we're going to put you to 6 and just hold up Skullcrack. I don't want them to... Enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever a land is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 5/3 elemental token. Okay. I don't really think they're... Like, I think they're just dead here. Let's just go for it here. Like, hopefully they don't have, like... I was like, I doubt they're playing, like, Flusterstorm or something like that, so... Yeah, maybe we want Smashes? So we can definitely get away with cutting the Searing Blaze. And... I don't know. Actually, Eidolon doesn't seem great on the draw. Eidolon does not seem good on the draw at all. So we're just going to cut Eidolons, bring in 1 Searing Blaze. Like, Searing Blaze isn't great. Like, the only thing that it really kills so far that we've seen is the Arboreal Grazer. But it's still good. Yep. Alright, so they keep 7, which is probably not good for us. And turn 1 Arboreal Grazer on the play is not good. Gonna play Swiss Spear and say go. We're looking at a turn 4 hand here, so I mean, if they have this like crazy fast combo hand, we are just super dead. Is Elemental. Okay. Now again, I could be horribly wrong, but I don't think they can combo us here. Alright, well, we have no choice but to spin a Rift Bolt here and hope they can't kill us. I mean, If they draw a bounce land, I think they can, but I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how we... Yeah, I don't know how we die here. This is a very interesting deck. All right. That orb is very annoying. Would love to draw Smash the Smithereens here and kill that orb. So the interesting part is he has to decide here if he wants to sacrifice something, I think. All right. I'm not going to lie. I'm low-key very surprised he didn't do something there. All right. Well, that was a weird deck. I thought we were going to lose to it. I don't know. That was interesting. I kind of liked what our opponent was doing there, though. Like, don't get me wrong. Normally, I hate like Amulet of Vigor decks, but like that was a pretty interesting one. Now, maybe in a couple months when it's been in the metagame for a little bit, and if it's running people over and like unstoppable, then yeah, I'll probably hate it and go back to hating Amulet of Vigor. But that was pretty cool. I like that. What did we lose to round one? Probably lost to. Yeah, I can't remember what we lost to round one, but then we ended up our blue-white opponent timed out, and we ended up winning, and then we just beat up on, and then we won the matchup against the blue-green uh, infinite combo Amulet of Vigor deck. I don't know. We never actually saw prime time. Like I assume the deck is playing prime time, but we never saw prime time. I didn't mean to put the little apostrophe. All right, whatever. Okay. I like this, especially with our opponent on a mulligan. Hopefully Searing Blaze is relevant. I mean, there are some matchups when Searing Blaze is just kind of like a dead card. We'll probably play the Sunbait Canyon unless we draw a third land here so that we can hold up the Wooded Foothills for the Searing Blaze if we need to. Our opponent's either really in the tank about the 6-card hand or they were really in the tank about that 6-card hand. When people mulligan like this, I automatically go to Tron or Dredge. Don't know why, it's just what I do. Tron. Yeah, I mean, I know I said I was going to hold the fetch land there for Searing Blaze, but I'm going to be honest, against Tron, I don't really know if it's that relevant. Plus, I mean, like, we definitely were going to suspend Riftbolt there because it turns on both of our skewers next turn, but... Crack Sphere for a green, draw a card, play Scrying, have Tron. Yep. All right, hopefully our opponent doesn't play like Thragtusk or something here. It's probably like worst case scenario for us. Opponent's at 11 and we have 9 points in our hand, which means next turn we can Skullcrack and Lightning Bolt, and then we are open to Searing Blaze and Burn Spell. Karn Liberated. I'm actually kind of okay with that. Like them being able to get our land sucks, but I think we've got to kill the Karn here because we don't want them to be able to snag another one of our lands. Because if they hit another one of our lands and we don't draw one, we're just kind of screwed there. So 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, if he's leading on Star, he either is going to play Thragtusk or he doesn't have anything to do. And he's looking for something to do. Sylvan's Crying, okay. All right. Put our opponent to 8. I'm imagining that our opponent just has lands in hand. Alright, so now we get to hold up Skullcrack. Oh, I hate to get punished for doing this now, but... Alright. Spatial Contortion and Dismember are the only cards I think of that Tron ever really runs in the main that could stop my Goblin Guide here. Ulamog's a pretty good one. Please go to 3. Alright. I guess Warping Wool counters my sorcery. If they have it. Alright, they didn't have it, thank God. Because we were definitely going to lose to that Ulamog next turn. Alright. The last few times I've played Tron, I've decided that Vortex is worth. And then we want 2 of these because we hate Eidolon and we hate Searing Blaze. All 8 of those cards are just really bad. That's pretty much what I've been cutting from Burn since the beginning of time when I play against Tron. Some people like to tell me that it's better to bring in Deflecting Palm than it is to bring in Path, but I don't think that's true. I think this hand's really good. We need some white mana at some point, but this hand is really good because we have Vortex onto into Skullcrack. Like, this hand's really solid. All right, Chromatic Sphere. Our Tron opponent kept 7, so there's like a very, very high chance that they just have like Natty Tron and Wormcoil, or some version of Tron, turn 3 Tron and Wormcoil. When your Tron opponent keeps 7, their hand is stacked or they're really bad. Because I've never played against a good Tron player who will keep a 7 that doesn't have turn 3 Tron. Unless they're playing like Leyline of Sanctity out of the sideboard. Or like their 7 is like Weather the Storm and some other weird stuff. Okay. Not gonna lie, that one throws me for a loop. Alright, well. We basically have instant speed things the rest of the way here. which allows us to hold up Skullcrack and Vortex activations the rest of the way. Like maybe he just had Tron there. Like maybe he just has Tron and he, yeah, okay, and he was just drawing some cards while he could. You know, okay. Gonna make a green and play Thragtusk. Make me cry. I am really curious to see what he gets out of the sideboard here. Pithing Needle. Probably like one of the least threatening things he could have done. I mean, he's probably naming Sunbait Canyon. Oh, he's gonna name Rolling Vortex. Okay. That is interesting. That does mean we have to play... That does mean we have to play, use our Skullcrack conservatively here, so... It's actually better than I thought it was there in that spot, so... Because now we can't turn off them gaining life, so... It's pretty good there. Okay. Okay. Assume they'll get the Tower of Power here. Blast Zone. Okay. I mean, okay. I don't know. Doesn't feel that intimidating, but... Like, I know they're just going to get rid of my Rolling Vortex here so that they can take less damage off of it. Okay. Okay. So there's basically two lines here. We play our hand and hope they don't gain life. Which, to be fair, if they had life gain, they would have played it, and they're at 3, so basically any burn spell is lethal from there. Let's get them. It's aggressive. We're up a game. We can be a little aggressive here. They're going to go to 2 off of the Rolling Vortex here, and we do have Sunbait Canyon at a recrack here if we need it, so... So they didn't roll up Blast Zone. If they weren't gonna roll up Blast Zone and like maybe they were using it to play around creatures, maybe they want to play around hasty creatures. They don't have a way to beat like a Goblin Guide or something. I mean that's also very fair if that's what it was for. I just kind of felt like in that moment it was to get rid of the Rolling Vortex because now they're at 2. I mean, 2 for Karn, okay. Karn can have some scary things to do here, like Witchbane Orb would virtually be a disaster for me. Not that many people play that card anymore, but that would be a disaster. Our Tron opponent has managed to use 5.5 more minutes of clock than we have. You know, our Pioneer Burn League took about an hour and a half. This league's been going for about an hour and 22 minutes now. There's been some long burn leagues. Trinisphere? Guess I understand why you got Trinisphere, but at the same time, like we're hell bent. Like it's not exactly like. Is it 3 to activate that? So they can't blow up Blast Zone, so the thing they played around got them anyway? uh, I mean, I guess they could have Spatial Contortion here. Well, if they have Removal Spell into Worm Coil, that's pretty good. But if they don't have it, they're just dead here. Feels like we're just going to get away with this. No, we're not going to get away with this. I mean, you can, yeah, okay. All right, well, 3-1, we roll on. We have yet to, we have yet to bring in Curse of Shaken Faith, but Burn is playing pretty well, like its usual self, so. Alright, we get to be on the play for the last game here. So we don't have a 1-drop, but I'm pretty encouraged to keep this just because I really like Eidolon. Yeah, you know what, science. It's the end of the night, we'll make a bad decision, hopefully it pays out. Play Wooded Foothills, make you think about it a little bit. Windswept Heath. We thought we were making our opponent think. They're making us think. Only thing I can think of that plays Windswept Heath plays is like that company deck. Slam Eidolon. We're going to hold the Wooded Foothills for the Searing Blaze here. Man, that's aggressive. But I respect it. All right. Like, the only, like, Blood Moon is pretty bad for us here. They fetch for basic forest. I'm honestly probably a little bit worried about that. Somehow Cloythus is less scary than that card. Than Blood Moon in this spot. Which is weird because Cloythus is normally one of those cards I really sweat. Alright, land or a 1-drop, please. Land or a 1-drop. Untapped land or a 1-drop. We didn't do either. Hiss. Alright, so Cloythus puts them to 9. Boros Charm puts them to 5 at the end of the turn, which basically leaves us with 1 drop or land if they play a creature, so... Deals 1 damage. Hey, get in there, brother. Like if our opponent shocks to play Bloodbraid Elf, which it seemed like they were considering for a moment, that would have been like probably like best case scenario for us. Unfortunately, Cloythus isn't a creature, so we can't even use it as a Searing Blaze target. Alright, so they're going to go to 7. We have 7 points. If they have Lightning Bolt here or Stomp at the end of the turn, it kind of scares me a little bit. I was like, because maybe we die. So I'm playing Luris. Why is he not eating my creatures? Earlier, like... Oh, fire that off now. Blood Moon's a little late to the party, brother. I mean, Rift Bolt just comes off here and you die. Like, unless you have, like... I don't even know what you have here. Like, you have 2 mountains. Alright. So we ended up getting there. Vortex is good. They play Bloodbraid Elf. D-Palm is good. Bringing a Path. The 4 Eidolons on the draw don't seem great. We definitely want our Skullcracks. Searing Blazes seem good. Yeah, let's try it like this. Let's cut our Eidolons on the draw and bring in 2 Vortex, a Palm, and a Path. Alright. Like I wish this hand had a Vortex or something, but this hand's good. Like a Vortex or a Skullcrack here. Utopia Sprawl. Our life total is not irrelevant in this matchup, so fetching and shocking does come at a little bit of a cost here on turn 1, but I think it's ultimately worth. Utopia Sprawl. I also think that having 3 like drawing a 3rd land is pretty good here, because in case he just slams like a, in case our opponent slams a like a Pillage or a Stone Rain, maybe they slam a Blood Moon here. Cloythus is also pretty good. All right. Fury's a pretty good one. Lava Spike in hand. Our opponent's at 9. They're going to 11 here. Unfortunately, it's going to be tough to beat this Cloythus here. Their fetch makes it to where they only gained 1. I get to kill our Goblin Guide. Now that thing will be a problem. Much less so now. Alright. We put our opponent to 4, they go to 6. This makes any 1-drop burn spell lethal. Because they're going to go to 6 off Cloythus, so this makes any 1-drop lethal here. Rin's pretty good. Man, it's like I imagine they're minusing here. Like they're probably just trying to kill us. Oof. So this actually kind of works out because we can path the Cloythus here, if nothing else. Now the bad news is that if they have a bolt, we're dead. Well, no we don't. No, we're not, because we have Lightning Helix. But they don't have a bolt, so... Alright, there's Searing Blazes in our deck, so I'm going to hold on to the... Sacred Foundry here. I am going to path this during the upkeep. We don't want them gaining life. I'll get a Forest here. Hopefully they don't draw like a Glorybringer or a Bloodbraid Elf or something. Like, Bloodbraid Elf into Stomp or Bolt here just kills us. Also, like, don't get me wrong, love Rift Bolt, and that is a burn spell, but it gives them another out here. Like, if they have a Bolt, we're dead. I like this sometimes. It's intense. I mean, I guess, like... I guess now that I'm like, I said please no Bolt, but Bloodbraid Elf, Glorybringer, Bolt, like, Stomp doesn't do it. Stomp leaves them one short, but... Alright. Well, we continue to roll on with Modern Burn. Gonna have to. I didn't update the little spreadsheet that I've got going, but I don't know. Like the deck continues to feel good. It is very 4-1. Like, hang on. I've got it saved here on my desktop. Let me pull it up. Burn games. All right, so I have it on my other screen here. So here's what I have. I haven't played a ton of games with it, but this is what we're looking at basically. I write down like what I'm doing. We're 11-4. I'm 11-4 with the deck as of recent. I 3-2'd that league, 4-1, 4-1. These are the only burn leagues I've played in the last like month. Like in the last like honestly, I haven't streamed burn a lot recently. So we'll add our 4-1 tonight to this to make us 15-5, which in 20 rounds is not bad. So yeah, we're definitely gonna cut the curse of Shaken Faith. They just don't seem good enough. We'll go back to playing the second Deflecting Palm and third Core Firewalker. Core Firewalker because Burn's very prevalent in my local metagame, and there's a tournament coming up this weekend. So yeah, this was Modern Burn. If you came to hang out for Magic, I appreciate it. If you like Dead by Daylight, stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes.